fi qulubihim maradun. This is ya madda. This is jazm sign on ya. When jazm sign comes on any letter, the letter becomes sakin. Before ya sakina, kasra come at the previous letter, then you stretch ya up to one finger. This is called ya madda. Fa ya kasra fi qulubihim. Read qaf with a thick voice. This is mustalia qaf. This is not kaf. Qaf. Qaf zammaku lam waw zamalu. This is waw madda also. When waw becomes sakin and before waw sakina zamma come at the previous letter, you stretch that waw also up to one finger. So this is waw madda and this is ya madda. Stretch them equally up to one finger. Fi qulubihim. Do idgham shafawi. When after meme sakin another meme come, you take meme sound into the nose and stretch up to one alif. This is called idgham shafawi. So do idgham shafawi. It means take meme sound into the nose and stretch up to one alif and do gunna. Qulubihim maradun. In mara, you have to read ra also with the thick voice. Meme fatama, ra fata ra. Because when ra contain fata or zamma or any kind of fata or zamma, it means two fata, two zamma, and vertical fata, vertical zamma. So you read ra in a thick voice. This is dod, which is always read in Quran with a thick voice, and there are two pesh on dod. So after dod there is a fa, so we have to do ikhfa. It means we have to take tanween sound into the nose and stretch up to one alif, because after tanween two zabar, two fatha, two kasra, two zir, and two pesh, two zamma are called, or fatha tain, zamma tain, kasra tain are called tanween. And after tanween, if the next letter is not a halkiya letter, not pronounced from your throat, there are six letters pronounced from your throat: hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, kha. Then you take tanween sound into the nose and stretch up to one alif. This is called ikhfa, and hide the tanween sound into the nose. So this is fi qulubihim maradun zadahumullahu marada. Fazadahumullahu. Fa fatha fa, za alif fatha za. When fatha come before alif, you stretch that alif up to one alif. This is called alif madda. So do alif madda. Fazada. Don't stretch fatha on dal. Humullahu. This is lam of Allah, and there are reading rules of lam of Allah in Arabic. When before lam of Allah there is a preceded letter contain zamma or fatha, then you read lam of Allah in a thick voice. So read it with a thick voice. Fazadahumullahu. Stretch it up to one alif because of this vertical fatha. We stretch vertical fatha, vertical kasra, and inverted zamma up to one finger. Fazadahumullahu. Ha we pronounce from the last part of our throat. Marada. Mara. Read ra with a thick voice because there is a fatha on ra. When ra contain fatha or zamma, then you read ra in a thick voice. Mara. It's not mara. Mara. Da. So this is jim waqf sign. Jim is called waqf jais, and you can pause on waqf jais, and before waqf jais two fatha come, then you change it into one fatha. Two fatha, you change them into one fatha, and you stretch up to one finger. Okay. Fazadahumullahu marada. Fazadahumullahu marada. Walahum adhabun alimum bima. Walahum. Waw fatha wa, lam fatha la, wala ha mim zammahum, walahum. Because we not stretch fatha, kasra, zamma, these are called harakats, and we read harakats without stretching and without sudden pausing the voice. Ain fatha a. Ain is pronounced from the middle of your throat. Zal alif fatha za. This is alif madda. When fatha come before alif at the preceded letter before alif, then you stretch alif up to one alif. This is called alif madda. Read zal very softly while reading Quran or Arabic, because we read zal from the top of the tip of the tongue to the inner edges of upper two front teeth. So this is not aza. No, don't read it with the whistle sound voice or hardly voice. Read it very softly. Dal alif fatha da aza ba zammatain bun azabun. So after two fatha, two kasra or two zamma, if the next letter is from pronounced from throat, there are six letters which are pronounced from throat: hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, kha. Then you note stretch tanween. Tanween is two zabar, two z, two pesh. And you note uh, take the tanween sound into the nose and stretch up to one alif. For example, you will not read like this azabun. No, don't stretch tanween. Read it very normally. Azabun alimum, because hamza is from halki letter pronounced from your throat. When alif contain any fatah, kasra, zamma or any haraka on it, then we read alif as hamza. So only stretch the here because of alif madda. Walahum adabun alimum. We are stretching li because of ya madda. When kasra come before ya sakina, you stretch ya up to one finger. This is called ya madda. Alimum. This is two pesh, and when after two zabar, two z, two pesh, if the next letter is a ba, then you change tanween into meme and you stretch up to one alif also. This is called iklab. It means changing tanween into meme because of ba. So this is another rule. Follow the rule. Alimum bima. Do alif madda also. Like here you do it like adha. You have stretched na. So here also you have to stretch ma. Bima, there is a also fatah before alif. So lam alif, no not sign of waqf. Don't pause here. Lam alif means continue reading. So we will still read like this. Walahum adhabun alimum bima ma kanu yakdhibun bima kanu. There is one rule alif madda here in bima and ka, because when fatah come before alif we stretch alif up to one alif. Mim alif fatah ma, kaf alif fatah ka, bima ka nu contain waw madda. When waw becomes sakin, waw has a jazm sign on it, and before waw sakina pesh come at the preceded letter zamma come, then you stretch waw up to one finger. So stretch it noon waw zamma nu. Bima kanu, stretch them equally. These are alif madda and waw madda. Yak ribun. Don't read it like this yak, because kaf is not from kalkala letters. There are five letters of kalkala: qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. Qaf thick voice, two dot qaf. So when these letter got a jazm sign on them, we show movement clearly while reading them. But except kalkala letter, we never ever read any letter with kalkala with movement when they contain a jazm sign on it. So this is not yak. Yak ribun. This is waw madda. Also when zamma come before waw sakin, you stretch waw up to one alif. Read dal very softly. Touch your top of the tip of the tongue to the inner edges of top two front teeth and make noon sakin. Because of this waqfe tam indicates this o circle sign is called waqfe tam. Waqfe tam indicates the completion of a Quranic ayah, and we pause on waqfe tam. Before waqfe tam, if the last letter has a fatha, zamma, kasra on it, we make it sakin because of waqf. Bima kanu yakdhibu.